Okie dokie. Where were you on the 27th January 2000? Where were you? Well, he did that one. Where were you? Where were you when the billionaire was on his maiden voyage to Europe with his beautiful girlfriend? It was not a great escape. I wasn't escaping from anything. I needed a break. I needed a breather, a breathing space. These things happen. Relationships, love. I always talk about love. Where were you? So you went there. So you didn't know what happened at Entebbe International Airport. But we got the kubakazi. Mwe. I'm telling you, have you been in love before and you feel like you need to get things sorted out? Kakati, I think I was trying to get myself out of this debacle I was in, thinking that if Bettina got wind of what I just did, let me do this one last time. Let me just have some fun. And most men do that. When you are having relationship problems, that's when everything now kind of, you make the wrong decisions. You end up either cheating on your wife, or if you're a woman, you can end up cheating on your husband, or these things. You know what I'm talking about. Don't miss my words, and don't pretend you don't know what I'm saying. Say I'm an OG. I'm an OG. I know what I'm talking. And that's how life imitates itself. So, can we argue that hadn't I had all this fracas I had with Bettina, and things were perfect sailing and everything was as it was, there was no need for me to philander. You know what philandering is? Kind of like, it's tough. It's tough. But it wasn't like I was going to break up with Bettina. We were just having some relationship issues. You know, I was so big now. You know, the more money I got, the more problems. I mean, not problems like problems. Your problems, the usual problems, forget. No, mine weren't even problems. We were just like time. I wasn't available. I wasn't around. I was always busy. Now, with the issue of girlfriends, now I've met this girlfriend at YMCA. So I'm having a good time with her instead of Bettina. Let me tell you, when I said yesterday, there is always the first of everything. That attraction, the adrenaline, and that had happened to me with Bettina at Steer's restaurant 2 years earlier. And now with the girlfriend at YMCA, we shall call her the YMCA girlfriend. I can't give you the names. Can we make up an alias name? So there was a lot of chemistry going on there. And when the argument that I could do something big, I said, I'll take you to London. Long behold, everything was a perfect storm. It was a perfect storm. The visa process was a mission that was done clandestine. Bettina never knew about it. She was even surprised. You got a visa. Where are you going? Who are you going with? Those are the questions women ask. Who was there with you? Eh? Whom are you going with? You know, like everything you have to go with somebody. If I'm not going with you, I'm going with... man. Ladies, those questions are very tough to answer. Who was there? My friends. No. But, and then, you know what I'm talking about. So, now, she got wind that I have been granted a visa. I'm going on. Again, you see, like the language itself is vague. So you're going to visit London. That's the visitor's visa. I have a visitor's visa. So, okay, all right, okay. Whom are you going with? Hey, now whom are you going with? That is the suspicion that would bring her to the airport. I was supposed to fly out of Entebbe International Airport on the 20th. Then I missed the flight to travel on the 27th. So, that's the first thing I asked you. Where were you? Those who were there on the 20th of January will tell you a different story than the story people had. That the young billionaire misses his flight to London. Hey, I think we've moved mountains. Kengus has moved mountains because the drama at the airport was not the usual things people have to experience. You know, people are always excited. I'm flying, I'm going, this and that. Now they are saying, you know, drama. Kati, did you read the story? Everything is in the story because there I really had the field day to write it up nicely. Okay? So I arrived at Entebbe Airport. Car park. And she was there. Kati, back in the day, it was easy to know which flights. It was very, very easy to know because there were no regular flights. There was scheduled. Oh, Kenya Airways, again, more afternoon. People knew. Everybody knew. But now it's hard unless you check on the prompters and the apps and everything. But, Nyonya B Air Kusande, Sawa Mkaga. The British Airways is at midday. That's the way things were. Again, the London Kurokuna, Jakubera Kenya Airways. It was very, very easy. So I arrived in the car park, pull up, driving with my girlfriend. To jam into it, alight from the car, climb up the steps. Chilaba. And then departure wing. Back in the day, it was just here and then arrival, departure. And I mean, it was very simple. Very, very, you know. There was nothing exciting about the airport back in the day. Everything was straightforward. At Mumbo's drama at Alikilawa. At a drama, Shaida. What I'm going to do to help people break it down nicely, we shall read that chapter out. I'm going to do, well, I can go and read it again. And then we get the full picture. Are we together? But the conclusion to that, I miss my flight. Sawa mwenda zenyini, that is when I go to the check-in desk with my girlfriend. And they tell us that the flight you are boarding to London is leaving. It leaves at 3 p.m. Mwe mumadde mu kavuyo kali akabadde ebweru. Gwe nagaga. Ogenda leberu. So let me tell you. And it was a tough one there. It was a very tough situation. And lucky enough, this is what happened. Kenya Airways, there was so much understanding. I tell them when I talk, I can talk myself out of a situation. And they were able to reschedule my flight as soon as possible there and then to travel the next week. But it would have been 2 weeks. There was a flight scheduled a week later. That is 2,000 people. 26 years ago. You don't know these things. 26 years ago, I missed my flight at Entebbe International Airport. Following a fracas and whatever, a collision, clash and everything. But I was coming to London to cool off. YMCA. Now, the YMCA group had already boarded, which I was supposed to travel with. Remember, I'm the group leader. Those who are curious enough to follow what I'm talking about. Yeah, they had already boarded. So they arrived in London without a group leader. So that information was relayed to Kenya Airways to inform the pilot that I'm not on the flight. You know, the captain of the plane was like a president. He could say, don't board. He could say, board. He could say this. And I don't know if it's still the same today, but I don't know much about traveling now. Things are a bit different. The flight captain came with the information here at Heathrow that they are missing one passenger on the manifest. People, listen, on the passenger manifest. Yeah. And then that information is passed through. So when I came a week later, I was just whizzed through. Man, I tell you. Hello, my dear friends. Where is your friend?
She's not here today.
You meet up with the gym?
Huh?
We always meet up with the gym here?
We live in the same area.
Okay. So you check on each other like sometimes?
She's my best friend.
Yeah.
So sometimes she comes with me, sometimes she can't go with.
Okay, fair enough.
She'll be here soon.
Oh, she's coming as well later.
She said maybe, but maybe not. So.
Okay. All right, darling. All right then. Yeah. So, these things, you're learning through what you didn't know that was and what you see that is. The flight captain was always like a president. Once the plane is airborne, I repeat again, once the aeroplane is airborne, the flight captain is like a president. It's like a jurisdiction. The plane is flying territory. That's called airspace. You don't know these things. So, when I start telling you my experience on the flight itself, flight KQ102, baby, air hostess, see, the air hostesses are like ministers. It's like a whole government in space. Kamba bulire zinasoma travel, shipping and transport administration. It is called protocols. Protocols ffe baatukyusanga ebifo, you have booked in seat number 12 ne bakuzza mu first class. Bakikola batya? Ne bakuzza mu kati you had the economy, business and first class. So there's the head hostess and there's the other hostesses. So how does the chain of command work? Evidence number. That is why they call it a national carrier. Twalinnya ku nnyonyi eziri executive. Nze nanyumira ennyonyi bwakamabulire when my flying days. Bajjako ettaala, there's open bar. Open bar. Togamba nti because they have to serve you food, blah 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 blah. Temubitegeera kati people these days they think they know, naye nga they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. I tell you. So when I arrived in London that day, following the circling of Heathrow, we circled Heathrow for about 2 hours. 2 hours. Waiting for clearance, to clear the landing. You see what I'm telling you? You have to be cleared to land. You're not going to come and just bounce on somebody's airport and say, and then they would declare you that you have arrived. They would say, flight KQ 102 arriving from Entebbe International Airport. Then everybody would know. That's an announcement. Hey. I'll teach you more stuff. Connecting flights, zikola zitya. How do you connect within a flight? The international lounge. Omanyi wo connecting ida ibeera nsi ndala. No man's land. All right, that's a long story. There. But anyway, let's go back. So that whole experience was humbling for me. And when we boarded the flight the next week, it was a morning flight scheduled for 6:45 a.m. And back in the day, there was no accommodation around the airport. And of course, for convenience's sake, I came at the airport after midnight and I slept there. We slept there. Crested Crane Hotel, I think so, yeah. So these are all things that have changed. And I would even recommend they build a hotel within the airport. Yeah, you come and sleep there, come downstairs and board your flight. With that sentence, so you have your money. So people who are traveling usually have money. Anybody who has the means to travel by air is a rich person. That's why they pay tax. Yeah, they're taxed. You pay airport tax, landing tax, whatever tax on the ticket. The actual ticket itself might even be a fraction of what you're paying. Then you pay the luggage, then you pay this, then you pay this, then you pay this. That's how the airlines make money. They make money. So when they tell you a ticket from America is $2,000, the airline is getting about 400, only 400. The rest is, they have to pay each country. They land in each country, they're going to pay each country. So there's big business. Air travel is big business. Big business. We tuba demonstrate to be tegeera. Zena tulanga mu first class. Oba business class. No yagala ba businessmen ne bakunyumiza emboozi. But frequent flyer. We babayita frequent flyer. babawana obugundi bunapukindi sibye bunawundi obugundi buterera ayoke yo max okunyonyi nabiraba nga kwakamba mwalinya kwakamba bus people akamba bus Kampala Nairobi. The whole duration I was studying in Kenya, that is the bus company, Akamba Executive. Very, very luxurious with a television and a square. This is 1994. Look at it today, we are in 2026. People are still saying the bus have TV, have screen. There is always a first of everything. You tell us the story. That is it. So, in 1994, my maiden voyage to Kenya, Nairobi, and I have a story there. I traveled with my mom. Akamba, Dowington Road, 3 p.m. The bus departs Kampala en route via Busia border or Malaba, Kisumu, Nakuru, arriving early morning hours, Nairobi City.
Hey.
Hi, Coach.
I'm leaving.
Oh, see you, man.
See you Saturday.
No, Sunday.
So, okay, Sunday.
Okay. All right then. Where we are coming from. Tuchali Entebbe Airport. Katimbawa references. I'm cross-referencing my kabos. Mutegere chenjogerako. Naye enyonyi. Naye najiri nyadda. Ganchali mwana mtonga. My mom asomera Kenya. My mom nabagamba she was married to a billionaire. My dad was a rich man. She puts my mom back to school. East African Civil Service College, part of the East African community. There was a federation of countries, people, you don't know these things. Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. Zali and Singers in a federation. Everything, university education, Dar es Salaam, Nairobi, school or whatever, everything. East African Airways, everything. Mobuze Francis Babu, he used to fly one of the planes. My mom used to fly. But my mom used to come every weekend back to Uganda. She was a married woman, remember, at 16, 72. So she goes back to school. National Secretary of Studies. Era yandibadde the air hostess. Kubanga baba training iranga Kenya. Mumanyi utali college. East African hotels. Those are all remnants. Kenya yakifuna munyo. Kubanga yayina ebisava. They had the juicy things in the East African. They had the hotel, the tourism. That's why Kenya is very, very much safari. If you talk about safari, Kenya. Bina byali mu East African community. National parks, whatever, Uganda lost. Not amini yachiwa. Uganda tayafunamu railways they took all the rolling stock. Kenya, nyonyi Kenya, mulichimu chasigala Kenya. Train wagons, everything. Jomo Kenyatta yagamba nti nze bwe muba munzija mu kino ze kakwatira ku bino. Education Tanzania, masomo. Deposit. Kati mama wange nga bantwala nga ndi mwana muto. Yeah, basula nga mu hotel. But I think my dad had a house in Kenya. Kireiresho kubanga gye twagenda mu exile 78, 79. I mean, lwasuka nwabeerawo olutalo bino ebya Tanzania, it was the final nail. Gundi yabyogera nga kasirye eggwanga. bino ebyagooni sabasaba byali byonna bina byemwalaba byalimu n'abeeno bamwasa sabasaba yali asobola bijjawa. That is the Scud missile. Sabasaba is the Scud missile. Baatulisa sabasaba ekkololaawo nga tudduka. Fuka friendships bwe twalinya bwe bunyonyi mbadde mmeno bagamba. They were like very popular in Canada. Waliwo party in Canada nga you have to fly each region. Buying up islands. Is it Skeleto? There's a place called Skeleto. It's like a region in Canada. Ye bombardia enyonyi yamwe eyo gye mutaategeera. That is a horse. It can fly here. Ate nga yeetikka nnyo. Yeetikka emigugu. That bombardier. It's a Canadian whatever. Yeah. I wish when they understood it, they thought it's just about passengers. Cargo. You move cargo. Mombasa. Pa. Nekamuleta. Things like that. Quick. Kasese nina obutunda wange kutya 10 nga bakateekamu ka horse nakaleete nakasero. Tebabitegeera. Waffe tubirabyeko. We've seen these things. Documentaries ziri. I was even shocked. Kati keetika abantu batono nnyo ka bombardier, but it can carry very huge cargo. So that is the whole picture of things.
Yes,
The defunct East African community, 1977. That's what I'm telling you. The overthrow. Hi, darling.
Okay.
You're looking good.
I'm tired.
Yes, believe me for once.
No.
You say thank you. I'm looking good.
Listen, I can lose fast,
Yeah.
but I also gain very fast.
Okay.
So I don't really understand my body.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm not happy. I was skinny.
Yes.
Like, last month I was skinny. Not skinny, but I was
Uh-huh.
like, yeah.
Okay.
But now this month, look. It's not good.
It's great. I'm still inside. Hey, Akati, that was the conversation for the day. You see, my friend, she don't believe what I tell her. I tell her the truth. Yeah, nkubulira mazima. Abika bulungi werabirira. So, emboozi genda kubeera nyingi. Kati bino ebintu emboozi, when I talk, I'm bringing through other things. And even people don't know. Oyinaga nti nkuyigirako ebintu bingi nnyo. My coming to Europe was, how do you call it? There's something they call an occurrence, not an incident, an occurrence that the factors that brought it about are hard to explain. It just occurred. What occurred, whatever. And then everything at the dawn of the millennium. Hey, I was young. I was very, very young. The things I was doing. And even my dad, we were 24. Maybe it is with the genes, isn't it? Can you give us your DNA? You want my DNA? My DNA. I can bet you. What does DNA stand for? Don't Google. Everybody knows DNA, but what does it stand for? Yeah, DNA. So, we have 2 days to be the beginning of March. 2 days to the beginning of March. We are going to go through the Diaspora series, and we shall talk about some. Mujja kuyiga ebintu bingi nnyo. Ebibeera eno bye mutamanyi. 25 years I can authoritatively say something, and it is the way it is. Can you imagine the airline that if a plane takes off in the sky, there are certain rights and protocols they have to follow. It carries the national carrier. Let me give you this one. Shipping. I did shipping. That's my background. A shipping line is called a vessel. A ship. You know a ship? There's what they call a cruise liner. There's a container liner. There are lots of ships, but they're not registered with their countries. A ship, but it's a flag bearer. Let me give you one good one for the Europe who here understand. Norwegian cruises. Cruise liners, the luxury holidays and everything. Do you know most of those ships is registered in Africa? The flag carrier, the flag. The ship Liberia was its flag. It was a bearer of it. Ekyo kiri mu bya shipping. Kiri mu bya shipping. Obufere gye buli bunyaga nti ebya kifere. There are reasons for that, which we shall probably ignore. In many ways to us, sorry, Precious, you okay? All right then. I'll see you inside, Okay, dear.